speaking with patient 0806 today. Manny, thank you so much for doing this and allowing us to videotape and record this particular session. First off, how are you feeling?
You said Manny?
Yes.
Alright.
How are you feeling, Manny?
Fine.
Good. Good. And how is Zero today?
Zero.
I'm sorry, who am I speaking with?
I think it's Nicholas.
I'm speaking with Nicholas. Perfect. Lovely. Nicholas, how are you today?
Fine.
Oh, good. Yes. Are you enjoying the weather? I know that we've permitted you to spend a little bit more time outside on the grounds.
Fine, I guess.
Yes. Good. I have a few questions for you as we get started, and I'm hoping you can help me as I understand the group a little bit better. Nicholas, do you go by any other names?
Several.
What are some of the other names you go by?
Mostly Nix.
Nix. Nix, yes. And Nix is your adventurer, correct? Who lives in Wonderland.
Sure.
All right. How does Nix feel about his traveling companions?
Friendship with most of them.
All right. Friendship. This is good. Any other feelings that he gets along well with everyone?
No. Not everyone. But we're kind of a group, so you kind of work through it.
Needs must.
Exactly.
Why do you feel the need to stay with this particular group?
I feel like I'm supposed to. Kind of, and
A sense of commitment?
if I don't stay with this group, I feel like things will turn out badly.
In previous interviews, you have stated that Zoe was the moral center of the group. Do you feel that is still the case?
Not exactly.
All right. Who do you feel is the moral center of your group?
I feel we're lacking one.
Who is Flint?
Have I not talked about him before?
You have. Is he in the room with you now?
No. It's just us.
Tell me about magic.
It's hard to describe.
How do you feel when you are doing magic?
It's connected. Is Flint based on someone here, from what you can discern?
What do you mean, Nick?
Is there an equivalent to him in this world?
You believe you have been transported to another world? That you don't belong here, and that Flint is also perhaps connected to someone here.
If you say that Wonderland isn't real, and Flint is in Wonderland, then I'm wondering if and all of them are here, if there's an equivalent here.
It is hard for me to keep track of all of the individuals for whom you spend time with.
Are there others that share our hallucination, as you say, that are here?
You are quite persuasive, Nicholas. You, in particular, have drawn several of the other patients here for the Lewis Carroll Center into your game, which started as a simple game night, has transformed into something so much more. This was not meant to be a run-of-the-mill interview. This was a goodbye of sorts. Due to budget constraints and downsizing, of course, we feel that you have made some breakthroughs. And I am pleased as punch to tell you, Nicholas, that you are being transferred. It is a group home. You will be granted much more freedom than you normally had here. I give it a few months if you continue down the path that you are continuing, and you will have freedom. Would you like that? Being able to spend time with your mother and your father and your sister again?
I don't remember this place.
You don't remember this room or the institute?
I have no memories of this place.
Would you describe the room you're in currently?
I prefer not to.
Would you...
I would rather have some memories return to me before I decide on what I want.
Let us begin with an exercise. I feel like I have pushed you to a breaking point, and I do not wish for that to be done. I would like to do a little bit of word association, if you'll permit me. I will say a word, and then you will say the first word that comes to your head.
Okay.
It sometimes helps if patients prefer to close their eyes. If you would like to do that, you can keep them open if you wish. Home.
Castle.
Death.
Day.
Life.
Flint.
Love.
Flint.
Sacrifice.
Flint.
Enemy.
Jabberwock.
I believe that is all the time that we have for today. Thank you.
Nicholas.
If you'd like to take a sweet from the bowl on your right, you are more than welcome to. And you are free to go. Thank you so much for your time. It is much appreciated. Please make your way out of this room and head to the waiting room. When you do, would you send Graham in, please? For all of you tuning in, thank you for your interest. Wolf, Garind, Maisie, T.E. Graves, hello. Thank you all for providing expert opinion on the cases you are about to see today. Our next patient believes himself to be a hero by the name of Grin. He will be making his way to the room shortly. Hello, have a seat. How are you, Manny?
What?
How are you, Manny?
Manny?
Yes. Is that not your name?
No, it's Grim.
Grim?
Yes.
Oh, terribly sorry. Grim.
Do you want me to go get Manny?
No. This is fine.
The lady which was...
Grim, yes. Do you mean Graham?
No, Grim.
All right. Grim, how are you feeling today?
Good, I suppose, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes, you look well.
Thank you.
We've heard that you've spent some time doing plenty of exercise on the grounds.
Yes.
Yes. Good. Excellent. Well done. Grim, I have some exciting news for you. We are looking at implementing some new programs here at the facility, and we were hoping that you would help spearhead one of them.
Okay.
We want to work with rescue animals here at the facility. Would that be something that you'd be interested in?
Sure.
Why do you feel like you would be a good candidate to run this?
My best friend's an animal, so that.
Are they? Is your best friend in the room with you now?
Of course, he's a part of me.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, of
where are they?
Okay, well, I mean, I can say Harvey, and he just appears, and he always has the more sensible.
When you said that just now, did he appear in the room?
Harvey. No, because it's always when I say Harvey.
That's all right. Grim, with your permission, I would like to call you Graham. Just for the next few minutes.
I would suppose no harm in that.
Right? No harm in that. Graham, would you describe the room you're in now, please?
There's gray on the wall and
Excellent.
some padding.
Is that added?
Some light color, kind of muted. To you, me.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
It is a little muted. I find that sometimes when people are nervous, and muted colours sort of helps set a more sort of equal tone. Tell me about some of your friends, Grant. Who do you enjoy spending your time with?
Well, I mean, recently there's Zoe's kind of nice. She's
You've attacked Zoe in the past, correct?
Zoe.
No, Zoe. You've attacked her in the past, correct?
I guess. But yeah, I mean, like, it was a misunderstanding. Like,
Who else do you enjoy hanging out with?
Mandrake. Mandrake has got to be one of my favorites. Like,
You've attacked him as well in the past, have you not? On
that
accident?
was also a misunderstanding.
Yes. Who else do you enjoy hanging out with?
Anwin, he's great.
Yes, and you've attacked him as well?
If we're gonna do a rap sheet of who I've attacked, then the list can continue to the rest of the party. Nearly.
I'm merely just trying to get to the root of it. The people that you enjoy hanging out with the most, you've also attacked. Would you consider yourself a danger to the people that you tend to spend your time with?
Of course not. It was a misunderstanding. It wasn't.
Would they consider you a danger?
No, they know me. Like, this is not.
Would it surprise you to hear that some of them do consider you a bit of a danger to the group?
That wouldn't make any sense because we've talked about it, and I've expressed how sorry I was.
Is it possible that sorries are not enough, that they expect a change in behavior from you?
Well, I've gone through a couple different changes. I mean, Harvey's my latest.
Do you feel that people in your life are afraid of you, Grant?
Oh no, oh no, of course not, of course not. No,
Are you afraid of you, Grant?
no. I mean, I suppose I could have had my moments early on, but I don't feel like I'm a danger.
One of the other doctors has actually recommended that you only know someone after you've fought them or alongside of them. Would you agree with that statement? Yes or no?
Well, Mandrake and I, we had an understanding with each other, and maybe because of the altercation, but I feel like we know each other better. Dave, for instance, and I think we've had a long road, her and I, but.
What about some of the other individuals here at the Institute that you have fought that did not immediately bounce back? Some of them you claim to be bandits trying to rob you. One you claimed to be a bear that was part of a zombie.
That was different. That came at me very strong. It was very wild. I could see the feral in its eyes.
What is the difference between you hurting the people that you are closest to and you hurting these other individuals?
They have never tried to hurt me. And those other creatures, the bandits and the bears, they came after me first.
You're saying no one in the group has ever tried to hurt you?
No.
Including Zoe?
That was self-defense.
Do you find yourself confused a lot of the time, Grant?
I wouldn't say confused as much as there's always a split decision that I have to make, and I try to think of what Harvey would want me to do and what I would need to do, and
Graham, I want you to do another favour for me. And if you do this for me, I will assure you that you will get this position and be able to work with the animals that we are hoping to bring in here, because I think it would be good for you.
all right.
Graham, I would like you to take the hood and pull it back, please.
I mean,
Graham, this is a two-way street. I need to know that you are making progress before I have you working with someone that you could potentially hurt.
I'm gonna
Graham, go ahead and pull the hood back, please. There you are. Feel free to take one of the sweets on your way out. If you could send for Manny, please, that would be lovely. That was our second case file. Thank you for the person who suggested you only really know someone after you fault to them. That seemed to have gotten quite the reaction. So the next one up is Manny. Hello. Aaron, please have a seat. How was your day?
Who?
Aaron? Am I not? Who am I speaking to?
Mandrake?
Confusing. All right. Manny, please forgive me. How are you feeling, Manny?
I'm fine.
That's wonderful. How do you find the weather today?
This is ridiculous.
What is ridiculous?
This game you're playing.
Manny, I'm merely trying to have polite conversation with you. I have not been antagonistic towards you, nor have I been rude. You are sitting in a calm room right now. I'm hoping to have a conversation. If you cannot conduct yourself in a civilized manner, then I will ask you to leave, and I will speak to someone else.
Fine, I'll play your game.
Alright. Manny. Tell me about your friends. Who do you enjoy spending time with here at the Institute?
Zoisar
Right?
and Grim and Enwin.
You all tend to run in the same circles?
We've spent a lot of time together recently, yes.
Who makes the decisions for your group? When to hang out, who to incorporate?
We've tried to come to those decisions together. Many times I have been told I act rather impulsively, making decisions on my own.
Do you feel like the other members of the group feel the same way about you?
They've told me that I act impulsively, but I've tried to rein that in.
Try? Have you been unsuccessful?
Unsuccessful is a hard word. More, I brought options to them, and they fought over them, and I made the decision that needed to be made.
You did the right thing.
Yes,
Above all.
I believe so, yes.
Is that important to you? To do the right thing? Above all?
I think so.
If I told you that some of your friends that you have made are considering leaving this facility to approach a happy life, but that your unwavering cynicism of the situation you are in is hurting them, and you would be fine with this.
This reality that you've laid on us, that's what's hurting them.
When you passed Graham, in the hallway. Was his hood on or off?
Off, I think?
Have you ever seen him without that hood up?
I've only seen him with the hood on today when we got here.
Understood. So even though it may cause your friends pain,
Pain is part of life. A life without pain isn't real.
you are fine with causing your friends pain because that is life.
I would rather them feel what's real than live in an illusion.
And it is your place to tell them this.
It's my place to help them.
Right. You decide what's real.
I know what's real.
Manny, would you do me a favor, please, and describe the room you are in currently?
2 tables, some curtains.
How many fingers do you have, Manny?
Right now,
Yes.
10.
Alright. You reported to one of the orderlies that you were missing your arm the other day, and yet you have shown me that you have 10 fingers.
That's why I ask right now. It's part of the illusion.
Oh, I see. Am I part of the illusion as well?
No, you're real. You just don't look like that.
Do you look the same?
My clothes are different. My arm is back.
Your hat.
My hat.
Tell me about your hat.
My hat is a weapon. It's a symbol.
But you are not wearing your symbol currently.
I still feel that I am.
What is your hat a symbol for?
The original Hatter.
From Alice in Wonderland.
Those are the stories.
Yes. Do you hide behind your hat, Manny?
I did for a time.
Hide behind the legacy of the hat?
For a time.
Not anymore.
I don't believe so. I believe I've started working with the hat, alongside it.
One of the fellow doctors here has a quote, and I would like you to react to it as you see fit. What is better, being right or doing good?
Doing what's right.
Rather than doing good.
Sometimes that line is blurred.
Is it blurred for you much of the time?
That's why I lean on my friends.
And when your friends leave, as friends are wont to do, and be transferred to other facilities or outside of my care, what will you do then?
If that happens, I'll keep fighting.
Manny, I will be forthright with you. You are being somewhat obstinate when it comes to showing real growth. I'm afraid that you will not have many friends if you continue to go down the path that you are going. You will not be able to fight a battle because there will be no battle to be fought. There needs to be a sacrifice of some sort. What is your name?
Mandrake. Madigan.
Try again. I feel like it is a simple step.
Mandrake.
Right. All right. Who do you feel is the leader of your group, if you had to choose one?
We take turns. In this moment, before we came here, before that battle, I feel it was Thoisar.
Lovely. As your doctor, I'm going to dismiss you. As someone who has grown quite fond of you, I would advise you to tell them goodbye. You are not willing to budge, and I am not willing to budge either, and I see no crossroads. So if you would like to say goodbye to the members of the group, I would recommend you do that within the next 24 hours or so. You will
24 hours?
You will be moved to a special care facility outside of my jurisdiction. I wish you nothing but the best. You may take a suite on your way out.
No, thank you.
Please ask D to come in. That quote got a very nice reaction. Thank you for everyone that is assisting this evening with the individual interviews. We will continue this as long as we are able. Next step should be D. Lovely. Hello, dear. Go ahead and have a seat. How are we, D? Are we having a good day?
The time has come, the walrus said, to talk of many things, of shoes and ships and sealing wax, of cabbages and kings. A good day. And you?
Good. Who am I having the pleasure of speaking with?
Day.
Your name is not Zoe.
No. Zoe is somewhere else.
Zoe is somewhere else. And what about D?
D. And who is D?
D, tell me more about your day-to-day here at the Institute. What do you enjoy doing? Who do you enjoy spending your time with?
Ooh, Grim and Enwin. They're good. They're very good. And
Grim and Enwin.
Nix. Nix is very good.
You spend quite a bit of time yelling at Grim. You still enjoy his company?
He's not bad. He just makes bad decisions. Sometimes not well thought out.
Does the rest of the group make bad decisions, or is it mostly Grim?
I think that everyone makes decisions on their own time.
Do you
But
make
there
bad
are-
decisions? Do you?
Yeah.
What's the last bad decision you made?
I made a deal.
Who did you make a deal with?
Does it matter?
Only if it does to you.
No.
Dee, this is a bit of an awkward conversation. Your parents have asked me to release custody back to them. In order to do that, I need to make sure there are certain safeguards in place. Your twin brother and sister, you come from triplets, yes? Do you remember them?
Yeah. No.
That's all right. They are beyond excited to be able to spend time with you, but your parents have been unsure as to their safety.
Their safety.
Mm-hmm.
What
You
am I gonna do?
You can be a bit combative. We've had several instances of you yelling at people to stop yelling.
Well, yeah.
Threatened to sick death on a few of the patients here at the facility.
I didn't do that. Yell at them to stop yelling. Yes, I've done that because you have to yell to get really high up here, and then you slowly bring your voice down. It's a psychological thing. I don't know. I heard it somewhere.
Can you describe the room you're in now, Dee?
Square.
Square. Would you like to go? Would you like to leave? And lay down some of the bad deals that you feel like you've made. Go spend some time with your brother and your sister, your mother and father. Is that something that might interest you?
What does that mean for them?
For who?
Nyx and Grim and Oisar and Mandrake and
I
Henry.
cannot speak for them, but some of them have been offered things that would bring them joy. Some of them have refused to budge.
You gonna tell me which ones?
Yes, I will. For a game. For every truthful question that you ask me, I expect a truthful answer in return.
Every truthful question I ask you.
So, you asked to know which one has remained obstinate. Manny has remained somewhat obstinate, believing he is doing the right thing. My question to you: don't you miss that? The safety of a warm home and the freedom to go to the store and to not have to worry about the end of the world.
Used to say home was safe.
Are you breaking the game already?
I miss home when it was safe.
You miss it when it was safe.
You said my brother was there.
Yes.
He ran away
Your brother and your sister.
the other day.
He must have returned home.
So,
Would you like-
so he leaves, and then I leave to get him, and he returns home, and I end up here.
The deal you made, do you feel guilty or do you regret more?
Neither,
Why neither?
because neither of those are the answer. I don't feel regret, and I don't feel... What was the other word?
Guilty?
Just worthless.
Will you miss your friends?
Very much so. Think they'll miss me?
I think they will. Times change, people change, people grow and move apart from each other. It's a natural order of things.
It's your turn.
The world, various shades of grey.
It's your turn for a question,
Please.
please.
But my turn to ask you a question.
Yes?
Who is the leader of your group? If you had to nominate one.
Cheshire.
Is he part of your group? Is he part here at the facility?
He's the one we're trying to save.
Trying to say Cheshire Cat.
You think the king's dying?
I'm not sure.
What if he were?
If he were, would that hurt you? Would that upset you?
No. Not in the slightest. Can I have one of these?
You may have a sweet. Thank you, Dee. I appreciate you. Thank you. Please send for Zoe.
Okay.
You may take one for the road if you want.
I would want only one.
She may be too far gone. D, how are you?
I'm not D.
Who am I speaking with?
Zoe?
Hi, Zoe. Sorry, please excuse me. My brain is a little scrambled. Zoe, how are you? How does the world find you today?
I am well.
Oh, well.
Yes. How are you?
I am very well, Zoe. I have exciting news for you, and I figure I'd cut right to the chase. Zoe, you are being released from my care. Everyone else was in an individual therapy session. This is an exit interview.
What does that mean? Like today?
No, it will take a bit of time to process paperwork. This is more gauging how your friends are going to react to seeing you leave.
So you don't think I'm ready to leave, but you're going to make me leave so that you can see how they react when I leave.
Quite the contrary. I believe you're all ready to go. I've started filling out the paperwork already, but I'm worried. When I've asked many of them who they thought the leader of this group was, they mentioned your name. Does that fact surprise you?
Yes.
They believe you to be someone in a leadership role. Does that also surprise you?
Yeah, I'm not a leader.
Why is that?
Because a leader has to have a group purpose. A leader has to move forward and put the best interests of the group at heart at all times, and I don't always do that.
You don't want to put the best.
No, it's not about not wanting to put the best interest of the group at heart. It's just that I know that I don't always do that. Is anybody else leaving?
That is neither here nor there, Zoe.
No, I want to know.
Yes,
Who?
I am not at liberty to say.
Do they know that they're leaving?
Some of them do. So you are not a leader. How would you describe your role in this group?
I do my best. I mean, I support the group and I do the things that I feel are best for the group.
If you are not the leader of the group, who is? Who consistently looks after the well-being of the group?
I don't think we have a leader. I think we're all just trying to do our best, and sometimes somebody steps forward, but
You are a ship without a captain.
I never really thought about it that way, but our purposes coincide.
One of the other doctors here at the facility believes that you put tremendous pressure on yourself with regards to your friend's well-being. Do you agree or disagree? You may not be the leader in your mind. There's a great deal of stress to look after them.
I care about them very much.
So you would agree?
Yes. Is that bad? You're writing things down like, is that bad?
It's no good or bad, Zoe. Just musings. How do you feel about fire?
When I was a kid, I liked to light campfires. I was really good at it. Fire's warm and comforting, and it can be very healing. Did you know that forests need fires?
I don't know.
They do. It burns out the old dead wood and it makes way for new saplings and it's really important.
To get rid of the old and move on to the new.
It's healing for a forest.
What about for people?
Well, it depends on the person, I suppose.
Do you feel like it is important for you?
Fire?
No. To burn out the old and move on to the new.
Sometimes. But sometimes it's important to remember the past. Because that's how you learn from things.
Can you describe the room you're in now, Zoe?
Yeah, there's things hanging on the walls and a lot of gray. White table. Camera.
Camera. Who will you miss the most?
You probably know the answer to that question. It's probably the wrong answer.
There's no wrong answer.
Is Aaron getting out?
That is to be determined.
Meaning you can't tell me, or meaning no?
Meaning it is up to Aaron whether Aaron gets out.
Because he hasn't gone yet.
It would probably go a long way for you to encourage him. If that makes you uncomfortable, you do not have to do that.
No, I want to help.
Regardless of whether you feel you are the leader or not, whether you have the well-being of the entire group in your mind, you need to be aware of the fact that they believe you too. Just as you believe in the power of fire to burn away the old and make way for the new, so must I, as a doctor, do that with the mind.
What does that mean?
It means it might be time to let go of some of the stories. And enjoy life. Going to the store, getting an apartment. You're a young woman. This could be a chapter of a book that you will close and put away.
How do I know it's real?
Look around you. Look at your hand. Describe the things that you see and feel in the moment. It will ground you.
What if the moment changes? What if just a few moments ago the room didn't look like it looks right now?
Then I suppose you will have to make a decision. You will have to choose. You are all familiar with Alice in Wonderland parlance. You have to choose whether to eat the cake or not. I'm surprised that you all live in this world when so much of the book is dictated by choice. Yet you
Well-
feel obligated to live in this fantasy world.
There are choices and then there are places that you're thrust into. I mean, in the stories there were choices, but there were also just places, times, events, things that she was thrust into that she just had to figure out as she went.
Are you a victim, or are you someone who takes control of their own destiny?
I used to be a victim. I'm not anymore.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Please send for Erin. Zoe, I would think of how you're going to say goodbye. Mandrake's psychosis is formidable. No one has really denied that they are in a different realm, and I see great strides with Grim. Graham has removed his hood and let go a bit of the world. Thank you so much, Manny. I appreciate you. How are we today?
I'm well.
Good.
How are you?
Good, very good. I've had some good conversations. I feel like I'm learning more and more about the world that you live in. I'm sorry. Who am I speaking to?
Aaron?
Aaron. Sorry, Aaron. My brain. Aaron. So, tell me about this group that you are with, Aaron.
What do you want to know?
Some of them believe that they are heroes from another world. Do you believe the same?
That's heroes is a big word.
It is a big world.
We're something. That's for sure.
Right.
We thought we were, I guess. I don't know.
Aaron, would you describe the room you're in now, please?
Just some sheets on the walls,
There are some sheets on the walls.
table. You've got a table. There's a couple of cameras and microphones.
Mm. You look as if you're doing extremely well.
I'm working on it. Yeah. Adjusting is difficult.
I have to ask you a delicate question.
Okay.
I need to talk about something that happened fairly recently
Okay.
when one of the other patients here at the facility attacked you. Graham seemed to have gotten confused and launched himself at you. You managed to push him back, and some of the other orderlies jumped in, including some members of your own sort of group that you hang out with.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe Graham is particularly violent, or was this an isolated incident, or...
I don't think that he meant to. He was a little confused at the time.
It was an accident?
Probably the best way to describe it, yeah.
Probably an accident. Do you feel that Graham has these probably accidents more often than not?
I don't think so, no.
Would you like to stay here at the facility, or would you like your freedom?
I mean, I'd like to go at some point.
Due to budget constraints and budget cuts, we are having to release certain individuals into higher security facilities, and we have some group homes set up. But some of you, I'm not at liberty to say, are being released, as we fear that they are not a danger to society and not a danger to themselves, importantly. Where do you feel like you land on the spectrum, Aaron?
I don't think I'm dangerous, but I also think that anybody who's dangerous also thinks that, so that's
So it's a
loaded question.
catch-22. And you don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole for fear that you see something that you don't like.
Correct.
What parts about you do you not like? Are there any?
There's a lot. I'm indecisive. I'm quiet when I should speak up, and I speak up when I should be quiet.
I'm mean sometimes for no reason. I don't stop and think when I should. That's probably most of it.
Are you a good friend?
Probably not.
which of the group do you believe to be the leader?
I don't think we have one.
No leader in the group.
Don't think so, no.
All right. Is it better to do the right thing or the good thing?
The right thing or the good thing? The right thing,
Right
I
thing.
think.
Aaron, would it surprise you to learn that some of them view you in a leadership role, even though you don't view yourself in one?
Yeah.
Do you feel any sort of responsibility to share with them how you feel about this world? That you know it to be false? This fantastical world of heroes.
I mean, I think we all have realized that at this point.
Manny has not. Grim is also having a very hard time letting it go.
Doesn't surprise me.
Why?
They have a lot there.
Do you feel as if you've hurt them maintaining this illusion as far as you did?
No.
You see no blame in this?
We all needed it for some reason or another.
And what of Zoe? Do you feel any responsibility there as well?
Yeah.
Zoe has been offered her freedom. She is being given a very generous stipend from an anonymous donor to make a go of things in the world with an apartment, but I don't believe she will if you were in the picture.
You don't believe that she would?
I think she will fall back into old patterns. So, tell me, if you were in my shoes, would you release the two people that are mutually destructive to one another, flammable material and fire, into the same space? Or would you let one go and keep one here for a time to let one accommodate? Allowing you to rehabilitate your friends, bring them out of this illusory world.
I want to go with her.
Why?
Because we could be happy together.
So the good thing and the right thing.
Yep.
And you feel like that's the right thing.
I do.
Very well. Aaron, thank you very much. This has been quite informative. Please feel free to take a sweet on the way out. If you're not a sweets man, I understand. It will take a while for your release paperwork to go through. If you have made your decision to make a go of things out into the world, I'm not the man to stop you.
Okay.
I'm going to give you 24 hours to make up your mind.
Okay. I will let you know.
Oh, you may leave. Thank you for everyone who has tuned in this evening for individual therapy sessions and interviews. I'm very excited to see where the group therapy sessions take us. Thank you. Thank you for all of you doctors who have tuned in and provided valuable input. This is Dr. Paul Ulysses Christopher signing off. The next time you see us, it will be with the entire group all together. I'm very sorry, Dr. Icky and Dr. Nitro. So good night. Yes. Yes, thank you, Nitro. For the time being, thank you. Normally these sessions, which are kept in confidentiality and backstage, are deleted immediately. This one will be accessible until tomorrow morning. So if you know someone that missed the sessions, would like insight into the group as a whole, please let them know. Until then, we will see you shortly. Thank you.